In a shocking and emotional moment that sent shockwaves through the entire gospel community, 42-year-old Andria Johnson, one of the most powerful voices in modern gospel music, has once again spoken out, this time calling out none other than Pastor Marvin Winans. Her statement? And trust me, she meant every single word. But what led Andria to this breaking point? What happened behind the scenes between her and Marvin Winans? And why is she boldly saying things most artists in the gospel world are too afraid to even whisper? Today, we're diving deep into the controversy, the emotions, the church politics, and the years of frustration that finally pushed Andria to expose what she says is the truth. Andria Johnson has never been the type to hide, sugarcoat, or pretend her life is perfect. From the beginning, her authenticity, her raw honesty, made people love her. She didn't hide her struggles. She didn't mask her pain behind a choir robe. She came to the church exactly as she was, flaws, battles, and all. And that rawness is what got her in trouble with the gospel industry again and again. But according to her recent statements, the final straw came when she felt mistreated, judged, and pushed aside by people who preach love publicly but show something entirely different behind church doors. For years, Andria has hinted at how the gospel industry often treats artists like products instead of people. She's spoken openly about the pressure to appear perfect, holy, polished, even when battling real-life issues like addiction, depression, and exhaustion. But this time, she didn't hold back. She named names. And one of the names was Marvin Winans. So what happened? According to Andria, the tension dates back to an event where she felt rejected and shamed by Pastor Winans. She claimed she wasn't allowed on the stage because she wasn't presentable enough at the time, something that cut her deeply, especially because she knew she needed help, grace, and support, not judgment. She described the moment as humiliating, a time when the church she grew up trusting suddenly made her feel like an outsider. And based on her recent comments, that moment stayed with her for years, simmering beneath the surface until she couldn't hold it in anymore. Andria's voice, trembling but strong, said, "I'm tired of the church pretending. I'm tired of the church avoiding the real issues. I'm tired of being judged by people who struggle behind closed doors. I'm tired of this Christianity BS." Her message wasn't about attacking belief in God. It was about calling out hypocrisy, calling out selective grace, calling out the way the industry lifts people up for their voices but tears them down for their humanity. As the news spread, fans were divided. Some praised her boldness. Others criticized her tone. But one thing was undeniable. Andria was speaking from a place of pain. A pain that many gospel artists secretly share but are too afraid to reveal. If you think this controversy is only about Marvin Winans, think again. Andria's frustration comes from years of seeing what goes on behind the scenes, the politics, the favoritism, the silent battles artists face when they don't fit the industry mold. She said the industry wants perfect images, not real people. They want testimonies, but only if they're polished, edited, and packaged for Sunday morning. But Andria? She refuses to be packaged. She says she has seen too much, felt too much, and survived too much to stay silent. Especially now, at 42, a point in her life where she feels she's finally strong enough to tell the truth without worrying about the consequences. So what exactly did she expose? Andria shared how gospel artists are expected to smile even when struggling with mental health, substance battles, family issues, or financial stress. Admitting weakness is seen as a bad look. And the second someone slips, the very people who preached love suddenly distance themselves. She claimed that some pastors and gospel leaders publicly preach forgiveness but privately make harsh, damaging decisions, like excluding artists from events, blocking opportunities, or refusing to work with them unless they meet certain image expectations. Andria said she needed help, guidance, and compassion, but instead was met with gossip, criticism, and decisions that made her feel unworthy. And when she called out Marvin Winans, it wasn't just about one incident. It was about what he represented in that moment. A system where image matters more than the soul. But here's where things get powerful. Even as she exposed the hypocrisy, Andria made it clear she isn't abandoning her faith. She isn't turning away from God. She's turning away from the toxic culture that surrounds him. Her message is, I love God. I just don't like what some people have turned Christianity into. That honesty resonated deeply with thousands. People flooded social media saying, Andria is saying what we've all been afraid to say. She's calling out the real issues. Church hurt is real. Her story opened a conversation the gospel world often